Are we rolling? Do I have tea on my face? Does it look like I have a mustache? I'm not sure. Hi guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be talking through some tips and tricks on how to design your furniture. So the main thing you'll see in this video is that the first and most important element of my design anyway is that I start with the piece. So I pick a design that is complementary to the piece itself. I pick pieces of furniture that are in line with my style, that I think I can do like my retro stripes on or anything like that. So I go for like clean lines and mid-century modern because I think that really suits a retro look. But if you're into, say, shabby chic, maybe you'll go for like some ornate detailing or more like curved edges. I think you need to remember that that piece of furniture is still going to have the structural bones of it at the end, unless you're changing it, which is awesome and cool, but I'm just not good at that stuff. So I just paint. So if you're just painting and you're just doing a design and you want it to complement the piece, then the piece should be at the forefront of your mind in any design process. I'm actually struggling with this whole design process myself at the minute, so that's why I thought it'd be a fun video, because I just want to share with you that like it is hard, and it is hard to like have like your own signature style, because in this industry and in this world that we're in now, we're constantly consuming things, that we're bombarded with imagery and colors and everything, and it's hard to go back to basics and just get inspiration from like nature or like things like that. I sound like a big hippie, but I just mean that sometimes things can come from like an organic place, and it can just be good to create your own voice. This is definitely a topic I could talk about for ages, as you can see, but let's get into designing and let me talk you through my process and what I like to do. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. So let's get into it and let's design a drinks cabinet.
First, I thought I would show you my sketchbook. My dad got me this leather sketchbook from a car boot sale years ago, and it's my favourite. I have a ton of sketchbooks, but you'll have to excuse the plaster on my hand. My mom had walked into me with the electric sander. I forgive you, Mom. So yeah, I just do little drawings of the furniture with a Sharpie thin felt tipped pen, and then I use watercolor pencils to do the colours on top of that. And I use the Sharpie because it doesn't run when you add water, and that is what I do. So yeah, I draw the piece a bunch of different times with the pen, and then I add different designs to it. This tall boy was actually a commission in the end, so I drew it up with the colours that she liked in tons of different designs, and then presented these ideas to the client. And that is what I was doing for these lockers. Also, you'll see the navy ones there. And this is the piece I'm working on today. So it's a drinks cabinet, and I knew I wanted to add hairpin legs, you can see them at the bottom there, and I knew I wanted to add new handles, but I wasn't really sure on the design, so you can see me trying it a bunch of different ways. I know your brain is probably like, how did you get from that to that to that to that, but I just see the shape of the piece of furniture first and then come up with designs. These little sketches are for the mural in my bedroom that you've seen me doing on here. I don't keep this sketchbook super neat because then I end up not drawing in things. They have to be a bit messy to get any use. This was for a present for my boyfriend. I drew him a bunch of crazy ways. Anyway, this is the phone box I did with Butler and Dunn for the phone box challenge. And this was the piece I just did with Crown Paints. And I was drawing it up a ton of different ways, and I was driving myself mad with how to design this. So that just shows the struggles of trying to design something, which I definitely struggle with myself. And now we will talk through what we're going to be designing today. So today I'm going to be coming up with a design for this drinks cabinet. You saw some of the designs I had in my sketchbook from a long time ago. I just never got around to painting this, so I decided to do a video on how I design things. So this is the piece. It's all very straight lines except for the handles, which I don't really like, so they will be removed and replaced with this hardware here that I'll be showing off. These are just simple sleek gold handles, and they will replace the hardware on them because I think it'll just be more retro and straight lines, and it's just more my style, and it doesn't hold me back like I feel the other one does. This is just going to go with my style better. I also got some hairpin legs to raise this off the ground and just make it a bit taller, so that will also impact my design. Because I like to leave a lot of the wood on show, I use brown paper to do my sketches. It just makes it a lot easier because you're not colouring in a bunch of wood, and it just leaves you more time for actually doing the creating. So I mark it out in pencil first, and I'm looking at a photo of this piece also while I'm doing this, I should say, and I just do a really rough sketch with pencil and then go over it with a fine tipped Sharpie pen and then rub out all the pencil lines. Next I'm going to go in with watercolour pencils for the design. You'll see I just dumped these all out, and I'm just sort of going through them and seeing what type of combinations I like with the colours, and I'm just playing around because I'm not great at choosing colours. I really struggle with this, so yeah. And now I'm going in with a gold pen just to accent the legs and the handles to get a feeling on those, and then I'm going to start actually applying designs now. So because these pieces are pretty much straight lines, and then you've got the hairpin legs at a curve, you can do whatever with them. So my first design I came up with was these like sort of arches and then some empty space in between the arches, but I didn't really like how this looked. I didn't really feel like it paid homage to the piece enough. Like I felt like there was a bit of a disconnect between how the piece looked and those curves. Then I tried to do a geometric design to the right there, really didn't like that, just did not think that worked at all. And then I started sketching out this sort of abstract-y triangular type thing, and I felt like I was getting somewhere then. Like it felt a bit more abstract, it felt more me, so here I am drawing that on. I did really like this design, but I really didn't like the composition, how it was dead on, so I wanted to try it sort of on the corner of the piece, sort of in a backwards L I guess on the piece, just to make it more visually interesting. And I played around with seeing if I could get more wood on show in the center of the design also. So that's just what I was doing. At this point, like, I don't know how I would apply this to the piece of furniture, I should say. Like, that comes afterwards. Like, I'll come up with the idea I like, and then I'll figure out how, in God's name, I will get it onto the piece of furniture. So yeah, that's what I did. And you can see I was getting into this because you can see my hair in the middle of the shot. But yeah, you'll have to tune back in to see what I chose to go with. But that is it for this week. I hope you found this in some way helpful. I know it's not a prescriptive do this, this, and this, and then you'll have a perfect piece of furniture. But like I say, I get the piece of furniture and then I base my design on that. I hope you will join me next week when I will be painting the drinks cabinet we talked about today.